Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ridin the Rails podcast. I'm Justin, and I'm joined here with Kenny
What's going on, everybody?
and Spider.
What's up?
Been a few weeks
Been
since
a
we've
while.
last posted an episode.
I've had a kid in that time.
Yeah, right.
That's
I've
crazy.
really.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Um,
My son graduated college in the time it took us to make a new episode.
that's what it feels like, doesn't it? It's been a
Yeah.
long ass
Does-
time.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
3 big ones.
Yep. Well, I mean, we have 3 weeks to catch up on. How was everyone's last almost month?
Justin, you want to go first?
I mean, I got to go down to Long Island, see family for Mother's Day. It was nice. And then after that, my softball season started. We've dropped 3 games already.
W.
And we might not. We have an upcoming doubleheader on Tuesday. But one problem: we may not have enough players, so we may have to forfeit both of them.
Oh my god.
Looks like I'm flying out.
All right,
I guess we'll be there.
call Juan Soto while you're at it.
What are you talking about? You're going to be there already.
We've established this already.
In any case,
I was going to say, dramatic pause, or...
Yeah, we can.
I mean, not much else has really been happening other than I haven't uploaded a video in a bit. I'm actually gonna take a step back from uploading. It's gonna be content of mine is gonna be more stagnant. I'm still trying to because I had a couple of video ideas of trying to do boss survival on Metal Gear Solid 2 on hard difficulty, and well, it's as the difficulty describes, and it's
Like
just
what I am right
pain in
now?
the ass.
Whoa.
You're rock hard. That's crazy, man.
TMI. But continue.
But in any case, those 2 videos will come out when they're ready, and any other videos I post will just be on the fly. So, yeah. But the podcast will come out when the Friday after we record, as usual.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll start to get back to a regular schedule.
Yeah.
Spider, what's been going on with you? Anything exciting?
No, just I went out to Illinois last weekend. Visited with some friends for their graduation, and just hung out. We got to enjoy a nice long extended vacation, and then you could probably tell I've been sick. I still got a little bit of a deep voice because my throat hurts.
Fair.
Lacrosse. Been getting ramped up with lacrosse recently. Yeah, no, that's about it. Playing games. I got a big video in the works.
True.
Been,
Are you gonna spoil that now, or are you gonna...
It has to do with Destiny. I'll say that.
Ooh,
It's not like gameplay or anything. It's a specialty video that I've been working on. I got a whole bunch of notes I've been taking down. I got like a script I've been writing out on Google, and so I mean it's gonna come out. I know for sure before the new Destiny DLC. But it's probably gonna be about another month out. So
that's not bad.
yeah, stay tuned for that.
That'll be exciting. We're gonna get some footage for that today, hopefully.
Yeah, because we're going back to D1.
To D1.
Be fun.
At the time you're seeing this, we will have I'm streaming. I'm gonna be streaming today when we're done recording this. So I'll have footage streamed, and then I'm going to what do you call it? I'm gonna break up the stream into parts and upload them as videos too. So that should be cool. What have I done the last X amount of time? Literally nothing.
Nice.
I'm trying to think. Genuinely what I've done recently. Work. Game. We've been doing dungeons lately. We've been playing the new Rite of the Nine on D2, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. I started playing Doom the Dark Ages, which we will also start talking about later. Just like Spider, I also feel like I might be coming down with something. But that's life. Just
as Frank Sinatra would say.
Exactly. Yeah. As Frank Sinatra would say, that's life. And as Spider-Man would say, eat your green vegetables.
You know what? That's funny too. You got shot in May.
You know what? I was riding high. I was riding high in April, and I got shot down in May. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
What else? With my videos this week, I have some Fortnite Darth Vader stuff coming out, which we're also going to talk about. If you haven't seen my TikTok, go watch my it'll probably still be my most recent TikTok of some Fortnite Darth Vader AI stuff. It's hilarious. I hope they do this more. Like, it doesn't have to be Darth Vader, but just like this, where you can talk to the AI and they give you crazy ass responses. I just need more.
Imagine a Kratos AI.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
What else? Like we said, D1. We're gonna start playing D1 again. And I plan on doing my own playthrough of Doom the Dark Ages at some point, but I don't know when that is. I'm enjoying playing the game on my own right now, but I would like to play it for some videos and some streams and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. If you guys want to start getting into some of the topics for this week.
And speaking of topics, let's talk more about the Fortnite Darth Vader AI.
Because we all love it so much.
Yep.
Yep.
I will say, in the time that both me and Kenny were playing, we probably landed there 9 out of 10 times to try to get the AI.
And we probably got Vader 7 out of those.
Yeah.
7 out of those times.
And every question asked was some, like, out-of-pocket crazy thing.
Yeah, we were asking a lot of wild questions.
Nothing like we're going to put it on a list, but...
Well...
It was just like... Maybe Alex. Yeah. I know one of the things what was the word Vader used to describe Justin's cheeks?
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous, yeah.
That was probably one of the funniest statements
that was pretty great.
Heard out of Darth Vader's mouth.
That was insane, by the way. Insane work on Vader's part, calling Justin's cheeks voluptuous.
And then he brought up doing the thug shaker.
Unprompted.
No. Unprompted, yeah. So we prompted it the first time. We were like, hey, Vader, do you know about the thug shaker? He said, the thug shaker?
Explain this thug shaker to me.
And then, just randomly halfway through the match, we went to go ask him a question, not even related to that, and he was just like, is this the so-called thug shaker going to help the Empire? And we're like, what?
Yeah, no, literally. Insane. Insane work on Vader's part.
I will say, too, also, the AI for his fighting is actually pretty good, too. Better than normal
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, no, for sure. Definitely.
But he's pretty fun.
It's fun, and it's upsetting that this is such a shortened Fortnite season, because I feel like we could have
Yeah.
a lot of fun with this for at least another
Yeah.
month, but that is not going to be the case, unfortunately. So
Well, 'cause I think the issue too is that they have to get the voice rights from like the respective people. Like they had to go to Jamin Earl Jones's family and ask him like, "Hey, can we use?"
well, no, before he died, I'm pretty sure. I mean, uh, I'm sure the comment section will flame me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure he gave the rights to Disney before he died, that they would be able to use his voice as AI.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not even like they had to go and talk to his family about it, which I'm sure they most likely did anyway.
Yeah.
But they
Epic
didn't-
Games is pretty good about that.
Yeah, but
Yep.
they didn't have to. He had already given permission before he had passed that they can use his voice as Darth Vader for anything that they needed.
That's true.
Which is cool. I mean, I don't think they ever thought it would get this far. Where he,
Because I will say,
where he is
they patched
borderline.
it.
Yes, they did patch it, because before
He used to
was,
say some crazy things.
he was slurring, like it was it was insane. Like that first week, not even that first like 3 days was like insane. He
Yeah.
just kept dropping slurs, asking about different slurs. I saw a video where people asked him to rank different races,
Yeah, I saw that.
and he did. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, no, they literally asked him to rank the different races, and he did. He did it. Yeah, I don't know how that got around
Testing.
testing. Yeah, that they clearly did not test it well enough. Bungie is not Bungie.
No.
I'm thinking Destiny, because we have some Destiny, or not Destiny, but Bungie stuff to talk about later. But I don't know how that gets past like anybody at Epic. Like they obviously did not try hard enough.
I feel like you should know what people are capable of, and like
Yeah.
even though it's a little uncomfortable,
Yep.
you should probably like
Like
have people like say something a little crazy and see how the AI reacts.
like not for nothing. They probably should have just went into a room and said, "Here's a book of every curse, swear, racial slur, homophobic slur, and just go to town on this AI and see what happens." I feel
Yeah.
like in a situation like that, because it is a kid's game at the end of the day. It is
Yeah.
like E10, the rating on it, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
They have to make sure that Vader is not going to start using racial slurs in their video game. But that's just me.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been a prerequisite when they were making this.
I feel like that probably should have
They
been
said,
like, one
"Nah,
of
it's
the only
fine."
prerequisites. Like, just make sure he is not going to, like, curse
Pull out
out
a
an
slur.
entire race.
Yeah.
Please. I don't know. I mean, again, I think it worked out because it got a lot more people playing the game. But
I will say one of
At
my
what
my
cost?
coworkers said he hopped back into Fortnite just because of the AI.
yeah, I mean, I had been playing it, but I haven't been playing it as much recently. But as soon as I heard about the AI, I was the same way. I also
Yeah.
came back.
I mean,
That
other
was
than
pretty-
the TikTok you just posted, you still have a whole bunch others to get through, right?
Yeah, I have a couple videos to get through. I probably will have 2 up this week. So by the time you're watching this, I should have 2 of them up already.
All right.
But we shall see, I suppose. What else? What else do we want to talk about today? I feel like we're a
you
little.
talking
I
about
feel like
Doom?
we're a little off because it's been
Almost
nearly
a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can talk about Doom.
That just came out.
Yeah. Doom.
Yeah.
Spider, you just started playing it, or you have some?
Just
time
started
in
playing it. Yeah.
What?
I mean, I have some time, and I'm on like chapter 5 or something like
Oh,
that
okay.
now.
So you're just ahead of me. I'm on chapter 4.
Yeah,
So far,
it's great.
it's amazing. It's
Love
definitely
it.
a different change of pace from Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Doom Eternal was a lot more hard. Like it was harder for sure.
Not even just harder. Doom Eternal, I feel like, was just much more fast paced.
Oh, for sure.
And this game, you
Yeah,
can't really play like that.
yeah,
You have to kind of take your time and go slow with it, or you're gonna get
yeah.
like obliterated. But I don't know. I think so far it's really good. Like like I said, I'm only on like I think I'm on the 5th chapter, but I haven't started it yet.
Okay.
But
I was just playing the 5th chapter right before we started.
yeah, but either way, I mean the story. I love the story of Doom. I think the Doom story is sick. It's like
Yeah,
you always hear like that shit at like with like games nowadays where it's like trying to what do you call it, like grasp like the male fantasy or whatever.
yeah.
It's like but then you look at the games and it's like I don't know like Overwatch, for example, with the characters who are like hourglass figures that are like so irrational and impossible. You know what I mean? But like this is appealing to the male fantasy. Just going in and blowing up stuff, shooting demons,
Shooting everything. Yeah.
like a shield with a giant like spinning saw blade on it. Like, come on, dude.
A weapon that shoots skull fragments. Like, what are we doing right
Like,
now?
dude,
It's amazing.
Like this is peak male entertainment right here. Justin, have you yet to play the Dooms yet? I'm sorry, Spider.
You're good.
No, I have not.
Still?
Any of the Dooms?
I just haven't prioritized them.
I think you need to lock in.
Do I have Doom Eternal on disc? Hold on. No, it doesn't look like I do. I was about to say, because if I had Doom Eternal on in like a disc form, I would just give it to you, Justin. But I don't.
Oh.
So
Doom, I will say, Dark Ages, it sucks though, because when it first came out, that's the weekend that I went to Illinois.
true.
So I didn't get to play it at first, and then when I came back, I downloaded it on my PC, and I've been having such a fun time with it. So much fun.
Yeah, it's really good.
I like how they're doing cutscenes now, like full on cutscenes.
Yeah. It's a nice it's a nice change of pace from all the other games that are out right now.
I'm already excited for the DLC, and we're probably not getting that for like 7-8 months.
Yeah. But it's like I feel like recently with games, it's like we haven't had a Doom game since 2020.
Yeah.
So I feel like this game is just like such a nice breath of fresh air and a nice change of pace. There's only so much Call of Duty and Destiny and Fortnite that I can play. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with like Oblivion coming back out. It's like that same kind of feeling of like
it gives you a new game to like if you're bored with something you can just hop into.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that reminds me. There's this game that I just bought. Called, I don't know if you've seen it. It's called The Precinct.
No, I haven't actually.
It's basically look it up after this. But it takes inspiration from the old top-down GTA games, not to that extent, but it's basically just a GTA game, but you play as a cop, and you gotta like traffic stops and everything, and it's actually really well made. It's an indie game, like a team of 5 people made it.
Oh, that's sick.
And it's pretty fun, but I was just saying that as like a, the sort of single player games are always such a good break to throw in whenever you're bored.
Single player games to me, I was never huge on. I mean, let me rephrase that. Growing up, I played a lot of single player games, as most of us do. But I feel like once you get exposed to, what do you call it? like multiplayer games and like shooters like Call of Duty and Destiny and even other games like WoW and stuff like that, where it's like
Yeah.
these MMO like huge multiplayer games. I feel like it's hard to just transition back into single player games.
Yeah.
But I feel like
Absolutely.
I feel like this is one of those games where it's like I not games, like this is one of those times where it's like much easier now, because I feel like, you know, everything's so much more well made than when we were kids. Like Doom was before my time a little bit, kind of. But like if you look at Doom, like the first couple Dooms compared to now, they're like night and day. They don't even they don't even seem like the same game. I just feel like the way that everything is so much like more well made and polished, and you know how some of these companies just really take the time and like love what they do, and like you could see that with like the Doom games. Like they love what they do. They love being able to be like, how much more sick can we make this? Sick in like a like cool, awesome, not like gross, disgusting. Well, I mean, I guess actually if you're not used to like games with like blood and gore and shit, Doom can be a little much sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little though.
Just a little bit. It's not like crazy where there's like shit spewing everywhere, but like
I will say though, they toned back, not the gore. I mean, it's still heads exploding, but there's no more like glory kills like back in Eternal where you like
I know.
walk up to an enemy,
so
like
upset.
rip an enemy in half.
I was so upset about that.
But the destructibility of like limbs and stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, and I like I kind of like how what do you call it? Like with this one, you kind of, I mean, you noticed it in the last game too, but like you kind of notice it more now with like when you're shooting an enemy for a while, you start to see like its skin and its flesh start to peel off in like certain spots and shit. Like I think that's cool. Like that's just like nice attention to detail at that point.
Yeah.
Justin, what kind of single player games have you been playing, or like interest you, I should say?
As you guys have recalled, I finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth about a month ago. I have 2 that I have on the back burner. I still need to get a higher storage SSD for my PS5 just so I could play more games.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
You have like nothing.
I have basically no space because I have all these multiplayer games.
Right.
But I have The Last of Us Part 1 and The Last of Us Part 2 remastered on the back burner right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I very much want to get into playing those, but I really need to upgrade my storage for real.
It's also too one thing that I think a lot of people don't play single player games. It's because single player games are one of those games where you want to have a couple hours and sit down and play them. And you know, with everyone working and stuff, it's kind of hard to like.
Yeah.
Especially when your friends are on.
And they want you to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. I don't know. I just feel like it's much different nowadays with gaming in general, where it's like. It's almost, like I was saying, it's almost like harder to just get into a single-player game.
Yeah.
Or no, I think it's easier to get into single-player games now because of how much more well-made and polished they are. Because, like, if you look at games like Call of Duty, especially right now, and any game that has been focusing way too much on microtransactions and not on what will make the game better.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There are so many single player games out right now that are not like that at all. And it's like, it's just a nice breath of fresh air to just be able to sit down and play something that I don't have to worry about a battle pass or what new skins are out. Like, it's just, like, don't get me wrong, Doom has like skins and stuff, but it's like most of the stuff you can earn. Yeah, it's not pay to win. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're starting to flip back towards like the single player kind of age again.
Yep.
And it's also to like for me, as of recently, I have a like a not a rule, but it's just like I always want to have one single player game in my back pocket that I can just
Oh yeah.
play whenever. And then, as of recently, it's been Doom, and then that precinct game I've been playing. Um, but like a couple months ago, it was Cyberpunk. Like I would be if I was bored. Not even if I was bored, I was actually legitimately just playing that. Even if my friends were on, I'd be like, I'm playing Cyberpunk tonight because of how
Yeah.
good of a game it was. But, I mean, and there's a lot more games coming out too that are going to be single player that are going to be fun, like the Ghost of Yotai, the Ghost of Tsushima
Mhm.
sequel in October. Next year when GTA 6 comes out for the first month or so, it's going to be single player.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to. I like that they do that too, by the way.
Yep. It
like,
gets
the
people
GTA
into the
GTA
setting,
games.
Yeah.
characters, and then they integrate everything else into the multiplayer.
Yep.
I'm actually really excited for multiplayer for GTA 6. I don't know what they're going to do for it, but I mean, if they just take on everything they built up in 5 and just add new stuff, it's going to be pretty great,
I
I
was
think.
gonna say they literally just have to copy and paste what they did for GTA 5, like vanilla GTA 5,
Yep.
Yeah.
just put it in GTA 6 with the new map, and then do all the same shit that they did already. Slowly start to
Yeah.
add heists, shit like that.
Yep.
Yep.
GTA is one of those franchises that it'll never it won't fail. It'll never fail.
Right.
And you have to think too because of the not only the graphics but the better processing power that the PlayStations have gotten and everything. You could probably see, GTA 6 doing some crazy stuff with heists, like maybe we like rob an airplane midair or something, some crazy stuff like
That would
that.
be fucking insane.
That would be
Like
pretty
a military
hysterical.
heist. Freaking Point Break over here.
Yeah, that would be nuts. And I'm all for it.
But yeah, I think single player game. I mean, Doom. It's super fun. I'm enjoying it. It's just. I mean, the gameplay. It's just Doom. I mean, there's not. It's not a knock. It's Doom.
And there's nothing
Shoot
wrong
things.
with that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you want to jump into the Bungie stuff?
Yeah. Let's
There's
get that out
Might
of
as
the way.
well,
of,
because I will
There's
say
a lot
I've
of
been
Bungie stuff
playing.
going on.
I've
Yeah.
been playing outside of the other multiplayer games. I've been playing Destiny 2 even solo just to get ready for the new DLC and just kind of get through
Really?
some old quests that I've had sitting in my inventory.
That's good though. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of, especially our friends, are slowly starting to inch their way back. I mean, I've had a couple of our friends text me and be like, "Hey, so what's going on with the new DLC? What do you think about the new DLC? Like, what?"
Yep.
And then we got, we have some of our friends coming back to do some stuff that they haven't done over the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Yep.
One of one of my buddies that we've played with before. He was one of the guys graduating, and like when we were talking, like when I saw him for the first time when I got there, he was like, "Hey, I re-downloaded Destiny. I'm ready for the new DLC."
And he said, "Fuck yeah, let's go."
And I'm like, and I was like, "Oh man."
See, I'm just looking forward to slowly getting everybody back, like prepping for the DLC, because the more people we get back, the more dungeons we can do, the more raids we can do.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking forward to,
Yeah, for sure.
because I miss not having people to do raids with.
Yeah.
I know. It's been so long since we've done a raid.
I know, and it sucks, and I hate it. I want to do a raid so bad, but we don't have
me
people
too.
for it. If anybody's watching this and frequently plays Destiny 2 and wants to do a raid with us, leave your Bungie ID in the comments, please.
With an application of everything you've done.
Yeah, with everything, yes. With all of your achievements. With all of your accolades, if you will.
But yeah, the new DLC Um, Edge of Fate. I guess because we were talking about thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts on the DLC? Like from what we saw.
Justin, you want to
It's
start?
interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be interesting where they go with Ride of the Nine, because the past few years it's been about the Witness, but not so much about who are the Nine, what was or, their genealogy in a sense, how were they created, and then how were they involved in the Destiny universe.
Yeah, I think it's nice that we are finally getting some of those answers, because the Nine have been something that have been around for so long that we
Basically,
have
since like D1, D1,
yeah,
like the first
and we have
month of
little
D1.
to no information on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find that insane. Like how how could that even be possible?
Yeah.
But it's good that they did that though, because now they've had something on the back burner that they could use.
Yep.
This whole time. Like, where is the story going to go from here? Well, we know. We have this whole thing ready to go.
Yep. And from what we saw, we're getting some lore implications with everyone remembers back maybe even D1 when like Chicago was mentioned.
Yes.
A lot of callbacks and things that are shown, like maybe some Chicago related stuff. There's like a cutscene with Lodi, who's like this new mysterious character that we don't know nothing about, like in Chicago, the train. Because lore wise, if you really like dig deep into it, we're not gonna go into that deep here. But there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in Chicago. It's like a ground for like a pretty powerful dark force that nobody really knows about.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what was I gonna say? Oh, just the fact that they like I was saying before, like with Chicago and with Lodi and everything, is like they built up this whole story over the course of a decade, and
mm-hmm.
they still had so many stories that they could tell.
Yep.
Where they start these little stories, or they mention certain things, and they just kind of leave it hanging, and they bring it all back now, just as like not a filler,
like an ace in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, where it's like...
You can ace the spades, if you will.
Right. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Like, oh, nobody probably even remembers this.
Yeah.
Storyline or this place that we've talked about once. Let's build off this now.
Yeah, and I think that was the whole point of these DLCs, because, all the DLCs that we're getting, at least in the next 2 years, I think, this one and the one that's out in December, the Renegades,
right,
and then the next two next year, I think that they said that they're going to be exploring, stories that sort of didn't have a good ending, that's kind of like ended on a cliffhanger, or, and because on Renegades we're going to be dealing with a Dredgen, granted, like everyone knows it's a Star Wars DLC, but it's gonna be like a Dredgen who has like taken control over an entire planet, basically, and it's sort of like the rebels and the Empire. That was their whole thing, was that it's like a Dredgen has his team, and then you're with a small rebel group on that planet trying to overthrow the Dredgen.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't remember. I think the Dredgen that they were talking about is a pretty important one too. I don't remember who it is. But I think that's what they're doing. They're just like looking back at the stories that they've created. And like, hey, well, what's unresolved? What needs, so we have the 9. We have more Dredgen stuff, which a lot of people ask for, like Shin Mao 4 and all those guys.
Right.
And so the next year, who knows what we're going to get. We might be getting stuff with like the Winnower, which is like technically the embodiment of darkness and stuff like that. So
true. And I just wish that while I am happy that we are getting what do you call it, more Destiny 2 content.
Mm-hmm.
I just really wish we were gonna get Destiny 3. I know that's so optimistic, and it's not gonna happen. And I'm kind of starting to live with that now.
Yeah.
Not live with it, but like accept it now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Part of me still wishes that we would just be getting a Destiny 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, again, I'm happy with where they're going with the story right now. And I'm glad that Destiny 2 is still alive for now.
Alive and kicking for like the last 10 years.
I don't know about kicking.
Yeah.
I don't know about kicking, but it's alive.
Just alive.
But yeah, I don't know. I wish we were getting something.
I mean, the DLC looks good. Story-wise, I think it's gonna be fun. You know, I think we're getting Wrath of the Machine back as the raid out like a couple days after the DLC goes live. We're getting a raid. I don't know if it's Wrath of the Machine.
Is that Renegades we get the new raid, or is that this new one?
No, it's this one, and then we're getting a dungeon in Renegades.
One, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But and I will say too, as a side note before we move on, because I think we kind of talked about the DLC. See as much as we could with what we have.
Yeah.
I will say they are doing a thing where, like, you know, you got a big DLC that has a storyline, and then like halfway through the season or year, so I guess like the first month, you know, the first 6 months of a DLC or whatever, or what is this deal? July, and it goes to December. Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for the first 6 months, you know, we're gonna have the normal DLC. You know, the DLC plays out, and then I think they said the last 3 months they're releasing like what is this one? Fire and Ash or something. We're going back to the Plague Lands.
Yes.
And then same thing for Renegades. The first 3 months are gonna be normal story stuff, and then the last 3 are gonna be like the mid-season update or whatever. So I kind of like how they're doing that. You know, who knows if it's gonna work out, but I'm excited for the DLC. But I know a lot of people are worried because of stuff that has happened at Bungie in the last like month, and there's been a lot.
In particular, the whole, I don't know, what would you call it? Controversy, scandal. With,
you know, it's funny. It's just like I you know, we have it written down here. I think it's just Marathon in general has just been bad PR.
There's been a lot of stuff going on with Marathon, but particularly the whole artwork thing.
That was crazy. Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know, an artist, I don't know, are they suing Bungie, or did they just come out and say, hey, Bungie stole my artwork?
Yeah, they just said they stole my artwork and I just want to be recognized for it.
Yeah. So Bungie's been using this person's artwork or not just in, but for Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not get credit for it. And last I've heard at the time of this recording is Bungie came out and made a statement, TLDR, pretty much saying that they did not know that that they had stolen this person's art. One of their employees stole their artwork and was using their artwork, and that person was fired. And the rest of the art team continued to use that person's artwork after they had been fired, not knowing that it was stolen.
Yeah.
That's the last I've heard. But not the way you want to not the way you want to go about stuff in a new game like this.
Especially due to the fact that was the only thing going for it, because the alpha came out, people were like, it's not that fun. It's so funny because both sides of the spectrum of gamers who are going to be playing this game, you know, the more veteran extraction shooters, you know, people who play Tarkov and stuff like that, Hunt Showdown, stuff like that. They're like, it's too easy. It's not fun. It doesn't keep me engaged like Tarkov and Hunt. And then people on the other side, people who are casual gamers, are like, well, I don't want to play a game, earn all this loot, and then either die and lose it all, or the seasonal reset, which is a thing that happens in in extraction shooters where you lose everything and just like restart.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know people were upset about it.
I played it a little bit. I thought it was okay, but I'm not really an extraction shooter kind of gamer.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I will say I actually did have a good time playing it. I thought it was good. I was getting used to the art style. I feel like if we had a full squad, I think it would be pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's also different because I was the only one who got the alpha out of us. Well, not even just like the three of us here, but like our friend group, I was like the only one that got the alpha. Yeah. So, I mean, maybe that plays into it a little bit. I was also one of the people who had like a bug where you would get quote unquote disconnected from the server a lot. So I would have to like reload back into the server a couple times mid game, which is annoying. Oh, that sucks. But yeah, I mean, I thought other than that, I still thought it was a good game. And then, besides the art stuff, there's a whole bunch of articles that have been released where it's just like Bungie's in shambles right now. What's the word? Morale's like at an all-time low and everything. Oh, did we lose him?
I thought I heard his dog and his mom in the background.
Oh.
Like I thought maybe the dog was on loose or something.
Dog's trying to get chocolate.
Oh.
Attaboy.
Sorry, yeah, but like morale's at all-time low. People are saying like leadership is awful right now because they're trying to like not cover stuff up, but like cover their their asses and everything, and everyone's just like not wanting to work at Bungie, and then you have all this stuff where it's like, well, if Marathon fails, Bungie might be in hot water, and there's talks of them pushing it back to next year because of all the games that are coming out this year.
Yep.
And so it's just Bungie's kind of in a bad place right now with Marathon. Because I know the one thing that everyone was confused about, like you said, with D3, is it was like, why is Bungie trying to cater to... I know they want to like be like a game studio and release multiple games of different genres, but you're most well known for, I mean, besides Halo, which I don't think they even own Halo anymore. They gave it away to Industry 346 or whatever that company is.
347, but
yeah,
close enough.
But like their IP is Destiny, and that's a majority of where their players come from. And so it's like, why are you trying to cater to a different player base?
Right.
So that's again, and this is a point I was watching Astacross, and in one of the videos he was doing, he was like, "You're trying to cater a game where you lose loot, and you lose it seasonally, or you die to a bunch of people who, are used to just keeping their loot with Destiny."
Yep.
But he also said that the only reason Marathon's gonna survive and do well is that if the Destiny players play it.
Right. But also think about the swap they made from Halo to Destiny.
That's true.
What would you call Destiny? A looter shooter, right?
Yeah. Halo is primarily just like a single player type experience.
It was like a story-driven... It was almost like, for lack of a better term, I know it's not even close, but for lack of a better term, it's almost like Call of Duty. It's a Call of Duty-esque game where there's a story mode, like a campaign, and then there's a multiplayer where you can, play deathmatch modes and, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they transition from that to a looter shooter MMO kind of game that is very like that genre. I feel is very different from what they did with Halo.
Right.
So I feel like it's not while I think we were more surprised at first that they were making this game as opposed to Destiny 3. I don't think we should be surprised that they are making a game that is different because
that is true.
They've done it. They've done it before, and it worked out for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think too that maybe I even myself, I think I tend to forget that. I mean, how everyone looks back on the nostalgia of Destiny and how good of a game it was. I think people kind of forget when it first came out, the reception for it was really bad.
Yeah.
Right.
People did not like Destiny, and then they fixed things. The first DLC added a whole bunch. If you guys remember, the first DLC, where you go, which one is that? Is that the one where you go deal with the House of Devils?
No, that was the second one, I think.
The second one?
The first one was
Rhoda.
right.
You go to the moon.
Right, but what was that called?
I really don't remember.
I'll look while you.
But they added so much stuff in that DLC, like to the base game, like weapons and stuff. Like it basically was an entirely new game.
The Dark
and
Below.
It saved Destiny. Yeah, and it saved Destiny.
It went from the Dark Below, then to the House of Wolves.
Yep.
And then the best,
Taken King, and
the
then
best one, the Taken King.
Yep. I think a lot of people forget that Destiny was in a really bad place when it first came out, and then they updated it, and people loved it. So, I mean, that could be happening with Marathon. It starts off in a really bad place, and then, 5-6 months later, they release an update that adds, like, a whole bunch of new maps and stuff, and it could save it.
Yeah, but in my opinion, how many times is Bungie just going to get away with releasing a game that sucks and has to be fixed before people start to like it? Like, how many times are they going to get away with that? Because, like, it happened with Destiny, but that's different because I feel like it's a new IP.
I didn't know.
They didn't really, like, they're still trying stuff out. They're still testing things. Like, it's brand new to them, too. But then it happens again with Destiny 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then when they tried to fix it with those two DLCs, the Curse of Osiris and
made it worse.
what was the other one? There was two. Curse of Osiris
Warmind.
And Warmind, right. Instead of fixing it, it made it worse. Until we got Forsaken, which thankfully started to revive the game.
Yeah.
Saved it beyond any doubt.
No, for sure. But how many times are they going to get away with this?
Right.
They can't keep getting away with it. Like, literally, like, how many times are we going to go through this? Like, over and over and over again of just like, yep, well, Bungie released the game. It's really not that good yet. Kind of sucks. Kind of shouldn't have done it. Kind of should have made Destiny 3. And then 6 months later, they're like, actually, this game is actually really fun. Like, how many times are we going to have to go through this? I love Bungie. I love Bungie. But I hate them. I can't stand them.
I love Destiny, but I hate Destiny.
No, literally. But, like, even back when, like, there was a... I don't remember the guy's name now, and it's going to bother the shit out of me. And I don't even know how to find it, but... In one of the Bungie press conference things, he literally described the roadmap for Bungie. And his biggest concern was money. Not making sure things work, not making sure the players like it. It's money. That's why things get time gated so often in Destiny. That's why like they're like, oh, we have this brand new mode coming out for you, Rite of the Nine, where every week it's gonna rotate off like these 3 dungeons, and then week 2 comes around. Where's Ghost of the Deep? It's still Spire of the Watcher, and then Bungie comes out and says, oh yeah, by the way, it's not gonna be every week. It's gonna be every 3 weeks. Or no, actually,
people hated that.
It was 3 weeks. It was 3 weeks of it, and then it was gonna be 3 weeks of Ghost, and then 3 weeks of Prophecy.
And then
they saw the backlash, and made it 2. But even then, I'm like, How are you going to have this whole press conference and say every week we're going to rotate off and get everybody's hopes up like, oh, this is good. They're time gating, but it's only a week. So you have a week to grind Spire, and then if you miss it, well, now you got to wait 3 weeks to do it again. They want the community to trust them so bad, but they're doing nothing to have the community trust them.
Right.
And it drives me nuts because I have been in love with the Destiny franchise since it first came out.
Oh yeah.
But they just push me to not want to play anymore. None of what they do makes any sense to me ever. None of it.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say, or did I just kind
I mean,
shoot down the morale?
I've already touched upon how many times they will have you play the same missions over and over and over again, and it's just like a grind simulator, like, and not in a good way.
No.
Well, Heresy fixed that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually talking to one of my buddies yesterday. I don't remember how it came up. We were talking about Destiny, and I was like, I was making a joke like Destiny 2 best game ever. He's like, nah, not even close. I said, nah, like you haven't tried it because he's never played it. He downloaded it around the time I had my surgery last year, and I was like, I'll help you. I'll help teach you, and I never got around to it because I had surgery. So he obviously, as anybody would, uninstalled it. And I talked to him. I was like, why won't you try it though? He goes, because it's literally just a grind simulator. You literally just grind. I was like, yeah, but there are ways around that where you don't have to just do the same thing over and over and over and over again until you get the result that you want. Like, there are ways to speed it up. Obviously it's much more difficult stuff you would have to do. But, like, for example, like, if you keep running Nightfalls over and over and over again, yeah, like, it's going to take a while for you to rank up and level up and get better. But if you start doing Grandmasters, that's one way to do it. If you get enough people, you can start doing dungeons, especially dungeons on, like, master difficulties. Like, these games make it difficult for you to get better loot sometimes. But, like, you just have to understand that that's what keeps players coming back. It's the challenge. And if you don't want a challenge, then don't play it. But, like, for me personally, like, you guys have seen, like, lately I've been trying to do, what is that dungeon? Warlords solo with my new Warlock build.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough, dude. But
yeah,
I'm up for the challenge. It's something different that I haven't tried to do yet.
Yeah.
And I'm up for it. I'm with it. I'm down to hate my life for a couple weeks until I get it.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Ghost of the Deep.
Yeah,
that's
what kind of drives people away too, though. Is my point. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people don't want to play these games and then sit there and have to grind the same activities over and over and over again. Like, we're used to it because we've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have the time or the patience for that, and I don't blame them sometimes.
Yeah, because sometimes Destiny 2 can be very grindy, especially like when you get into exotic quests and catalysts and, all the seasonal, because sometimes the seasonal quests, they're super grindy for no reason. Like, you'll have one step in the seasonal quest that takes you like 3 days.
Right.
And so I get it.
Yeah, especially with that other one I was just talking about before. Or not before, but in a previous episode. It's on the tip of my tongue. Echoes.
Yeah.
Like when Echoes first came out, and it was just the same...
Acquire one mission.
Same mission, just over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand that. And it made me want to stop playing. So, Bungie has to figure out the balance between, like, what's going to make them money and what's going to retain players and what's going to bring in new players.
Right. Yeah.
Because, like, there's even people like Milo Mr. Raffle Waffles, who just started playing Destiny 2 again, and he's loving it.
Yeah.
And I love that he's loving it because it's like it's such a nice change of pace to see somebody like
Not part
on
of the Destiny
on the
community.
outside, on the outside that is enjoying the game. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Because I wish I could feel that more often.
Yeah.
The enjoyment of starting something new on Destiny, which I mean technically we will soon, but you know what I mean, like that fresh feeling of
Yeah.
the unknown.
Yeah. Haven't really had that in a while.
No, we have not.
Yeah, I mean, I love Bungie. I love Destiny. You know, a lot of some of the things Bungie, not even some, a lot of the things Bungie has done. You know, I don't agree with, like with the art and firing people, for really no good reason, and but I love Destiny. I love the game. I hate myself that I love it so much. And I don't know. Hopefully Bungie can turn it around with Marathon. Maybe Marathon ends up being really good and everything, but
See, it's sad too because I want Bungie to do well. I want Marathon to do well. But I don't want Marathon to do well at the same time because then I know it's gonna affect Destiny.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. Moving on. This kind of links more with like not really links to it, but like we were talking about Fortnite and the Darth Vader AI. I want to briefly touch on the Battlefront 3
Rumors.
Yeah.
Now, I will say,
I actually had to look into that one because I was like, no shot that they're coming out with it. Apparently, the hype comes from EA slashing prices on Battlefront 2.
Yep.
yeah,
And so the player count went up. And when that happened, people started asking about Battlefront 3.
well, if you're on TikTok as much as I am, or any other, if you go into a comment section, it doesn't even have to be anything related to Star Wars. And
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 in the comments, you'll see some that says someone's commenting, "Battlefront 3, spread the word."
That and I keep seeing because you can do pictures now in the comment section on TikTok. I see the the clone trooper on a horse like Paul Revere
Paul Revere, yeah.
saying Battlefront 3.
Or I saw one where it's literally like the Uncle Sam, and it says, "We want you for Battlefront 3."
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do it, and if they do it, it's not gonna come out anytime soon. But it would be nice. It would be nice.
And I do want to go back and play Battlefront 2. I think that would be super fun at some point.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. I can download it on my PC. My PS5. Right here, next to me.
But yeah, I mean, Battlefront 3, yeah, who knows if it's going to happen, but there are talks and rumors, especially because the player count, I think EA is seeing how much people are still enjoying Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, hell, I mean, it's been about a month or two since I played, but I remember when I loaded into a Supremacy match, and that match lasted about 2 hours, and that was the most fun I ever had.
Damn, 2-hour match. That's
Yeah.
That's insane.
But it's fun, so I hope it happens. Speaking of other rumors, some BO7 rumors.
Yeah, you
Sword.
guys. I'll chime in if I want to, but I'm gonna preface right away. Battlefield, anything Battlefield or like BO6, BO7, I'm kind of tapped out on, to be honest with you. But
Yeah,
I am interested to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all in how Activision's been treating the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. not just in the past year, but the past several years.
No, BO7, they got everyone know, like we talked about it in a previous episode, premise crew coming back. We're going to space for a map. Apparently, game files have been leaking in BO6 related to BO7. That's just like confirming to people that it's basically just BO6 2.0 because the files are being found within BO6, and then like wall running was found. Like basically everything related that they're gonna be bringing in BO7 has been found in the files of BO6.
Yeah, someone did post on TikTok a video of an example of wall running. I don't know if it's it's kind of hard to defend that it's leftover assets from BO3 because that was like a decade ago.
Yeah.
And they're on a different engine. So I don't know if they're kind of just testing it out. But either way, from what I saw with that wall running clip, it looked way too fast. Way too fast. Like, with the way they're running skill-based matchmaking, it's going to be Sweatfest on steroids. Like, it's not going to be fun.
True. I feel like it's a Sweatfest already. BO3, 5, 5, 6. Holy shit. Am I
Jesus. You got it.
Am I all right?
Yeah. I mean, multiplayer, I don't play it. Granted, I haven't touched BO6 since Shattered Veil. We did the Easter egg, which was, again, is actually a really good map. But even then, we're not getting a new DLC map for this upcoming season for BO6.
No, we're getting...
That they're adding Grief.
They're adding Grief, which...
The last time we had Grief was from Black Ops 2.
Yep. So if you're new to the Black Ops franchise, you might not remember this, but Grief in BO2 is actually a pretty fun game mode.
Some people liked it, some people hated it. It depended on...
I was kind of in that indifferent category. Like, if
I liked it.
If my friends wanted to play it, I would play it, but if not, I mean, like, that's one of those things where, like, you cannot go into a public lobby playing that shit. I'd rather try to do an Easter egg in a public lobby than play Grief in a public lobby.
But I'm excited to play Grief. I mean, I'll definitely hop back on BO6 to try it. But, no new DLC map. Probably not going to be playing BO6 for a while after trying Grief, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would play it. I would play it a little bit with you guys, but that's like it.
Right. There would have to be multiple of us too for Grief to really be fun.
True.
Like, at least 8. Or 8 is like the max, but you would want at least like probably 6.
I was gonna say probably 6.
Anyways, I have something to add too, because Activision seems to focus more on their shop, and they're just letting Black Ops 6 kind of die.
True.
It's it's a tweet from Nero Cinema that I screenshotted from a video that was covering Activision's BS.
Okay.
So Activision loves their shop. Here are some fun facts about the store in Black Ops 6. $70 game, by the way. Price. There are $2,833 worth of bundles, 283,300 COD points currently available. This doesn't include COD Endowment, Starter Pack, or the CDL bundles. Jesus. Quantity. There are 138 different bundles that can be purchased with COD points. This comes out to each bundle costing on average over $20. Release pace. They've released on average around 23 bundles each month. Despite player number issues and overall lack of interest from the community, this stuff keeps happening because that's what keeps Call of Duty afloat. Releasing over 20 bundles a month is absurd in a full-priced game, especially when fans are begging for actual gameplay content to release.
Yeah, I mean...
And that he drops the mic right there. That's Nero Cinema, folks. He's been playing Call of Duty for a decade and a half. He's been playing since COD 4, along with a whole bunch of OG YouTubers that are still
Unfortunately,
covering the franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like for stuff like buying stuff like that, if you're just like if you really care about it, just don't buy it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, but I feel like at the same time, he's right. It's like,
There are a lot of people buying that, and so they're just gonna keep doing it.
I know, but it's like, why are you making this game $70 and then charging so much for all these bundles? But then
Right.
it comes back to all of us because there are people who buy them. Like you were just saying, it's like nothing is gonna change if everybody keeps buying this shit.
Yeah, I buy bundles. You know, if I've like I bought the Weaver bundle at the really start of BO6. That had like the cool, which is just because it was zombies related. Other than that, that's like the only thing I bought.
Yeah.
So
I think that's actually the only thing I bought too.
I don't know, I get it, and I feel like they definitely do just care about money because ever since they introduced, not even because like even in like Advanced Warfare and BO3 where they had like the supply drops and everything, other than like the weapons, which I know a lot of people were upset about, it was like you couldn't get a weapon. It even wasn't that bad back then. It's gotten so much worse.
And
now
it's
you
only
have a
going to
Black
get
Cell
worse.
Battle Pass.
Yeah.
A Black Cell Battle Pass that you pay like $20 or $30 for. Yeah.
Yeah, and the only black cell that I've ever gotten was the first one because it was free one with the version of Call of Duty that I pre-ordered. So,
Yeah,
okay.
I have that too. The first one.
and that's it. That's the only one I got.
That's the only one I got too.
So it's such a money grab, and I think what they bank on is that you pay the money and then you don't play to earn the rewards, so you just spend $30 for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, joke's on them. That first season I played and finished the pass. So
Yep, I did
joke's on
too.
them.
I never bought any of the battle passes or bundles. So
Well, you're a better man.
the
than
only
me,
bundle
Justin.
I could say that I did get though was a free one for just having PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, it's different though. That's not going to affect them.
I don't know. Justin's a problem. It's all his fault.
You know what? I think you're right, Spider. I think Justin is the problem.
Nope.
Leave a like if we should kick Justin from the podcast.
Whoa, careful there.
No? Just me?
Like.
Just leave a like.
Anything else you want to add? Anyone for BO6, 7?
I think I
No,
covered all of that I wanted.
No, just reiterating that, like, when Grief comes out, I'll play it a little bit with you guys, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, it's Grief from... I enjoyed playing Grief when it first came out, but I mean, yeah, it's... I'm probably not going to play COD again after that. Like, Zombies is just... There's not enough replayability like there used to be.
Yeah. Not at all.
Because I remember, like BO3 and 4, there, whenever we were bored, like, hey, let's just go do an Easter egg. Because there's replayability. And, in this one, there's... The only one that I think has replayability is the newest one, Shattered Veil. And that's it.
Yeah, at the start, I feel like Terminus had great replayability, but that was before we got all the other maps.
Yeah.
Right.
And what do you call it? There was that other map,
Liberty
Falls, yeah. That was only... Excuse me, only good for camo grinding.
Camo, yep. So, I think, lastly, we'll talk about Battlefield 6.
Yep.
A lot of leaks.
Yeah, there were some leaks that came out. One of which, actually, it was confirmed by someone in EA. The official release as of right now for Battlefield 6 is March 2026.
Okay.
So Black Ops 7 will currently go uncontested this holiday season.
I don't know
So,
about uncontested. I mean, there's a lot of games coming out later this year.
I was
right.
gonna say,
Are they going to even come close
Borderlands.
to Call of Duty?
Borderlands, Ghost of Yotai.
True.
But
I'm excited. I like Battlefield. I'm a big Battlefield fan. I remember playing Battlefield 4 a lot when I first got my PS4.
I don't think I've played a Battlefield game since 4.
right, you didn't play Battlefield 1. Battlefield
No.
1 was the first Battlefield game that I jumped into, and I had a lot of fun with that.
Justin, I think we played Battlefield 1 together sometimes, if I recall.
Maybe once or twice. I know Angelo tried it. I tried playing War Pigeons with him, and we got absolutely destroyed.
Nice.
People were so sweaty on that. Most of the time, though, I would play Conquest.
Yeah. I know Battlefield 4, 1, and 5, I played quite a bit. And Hardline. I played Hardline quite a bit. I played all those Battlefields. I mean, 4 was the one I played the most because I think I ended up hitting level 100, which was a big deal.
Yeah, 3 was my favorite.
3, I remember playing 3. 3 was my first one, and I remember playing that. But then after Battlefield 5, and maybe even after Battlefield 1, I think, because like 5 I didn't play that much. And then 2042 I bought when it was on sale for like $5, and I played it, and it's not that enjoyable.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm excited for Battlefield 6 because there are a lot of rumors that it's like we're going back to classic warfare like 3 and 4, like the standard military, and then destruction is going to be coming back like in a big way, like again Battlefield 3 and 4 levels of destruction.
Vince Zampella is also the main studio head behind the whole game. And if for those who don't know, he was the main studio head from OG Infinity Ward. So we're talking like COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, 2009.
Oh, wow.
COD's Golden Age. He was part of that. But there is a post from Instagram from an old friend of mine. I'm going to leave him anonymous because I don't think he was supposed to share what he thought of the game.
No, say his name. Get him de-doxed.
Dox him.
So he was part of the Battlefield 6 alpha tests. So he shared his thoughts on the whole thing. Apparently he was pretty goated on Battlefield 5. More on that in just a second. So he says in his post, not gonna lie, it feels like you are playing Portal on 2042. The tag taking is so chopped. The gunplay is a 5 out of 10 right now. The movement is good, but there's a lot that the game needs to do before actually releasing. As a tag taking legend in Battlefield 3, 4, 1, and 5, and in 5 he was a top 100 for knife kills and tag taking, I feel that Battlefield is straying a little bit from what they used to be. A company that dared to go against the grain and above and beyond the call. We need that Battlefield back. But in the future, I think Battlefield 6 will have a rough start like 2042. Obviously,
it's an alpha.
It's an alpha, guys. Take that with a grain of salt.
Brother's acting like this game's coming out next month.
I mean, really. Obviously, an alpha is meant to test all these different things, get feedback, and make improvements so that you can have the beta. Which, if I will say, I don't know when the beta for that comes out, but if I had to take a guess, I'm going to say probably January 2026, at least.
Yeah, I would think it'd probably December at the end of the year.
December too, because it gets people hyped during a busy holiday season for many gaming companies.
True.
But I will say, I will ask, Spider, do you know what tag taking is? What game mode he was referring to?
It's not a game mode. It's whenever you walk up behind somebody and execute them, you grab their tags off their body.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I've gotten a few bayonet kills on Battlefield 1, and I remember getting the tags for that.
Yeah, no, in Battlefield 3 and 4, it was like you could do, like, walk up behind somebody and, like, go to stab their, take their tags. But I think it was in 4, you could do it from any direction, but if you did it from any direction, the person you did it to could counter you and take your tags instead. So that was actually a pretty cool mechanic. But yeah, I mean that means he was really good at like sneaking up on people and just taking their tags.
Yeah, I've seen some of his clips from Battlefield 5. The guy was pretty fucking goated.
But I think that's do we have any other gaming news? Anything exciting? Oh, in 5 days, 6 days, Elden Ring Night Rain comes out. Anyone getting that?
Not at launch, but I will definitely consider getting it at some point. Yes.
I'm definitely probably gonna get it at launch because a couple of my buddies are getting it. I don't want to try it out because it is a 3-player activity. So,
I mean, let me know how it is, and then I'll consider it. But like, it's like Elden Ring for me. I didn't get it right away. I waited and watched people play it and see if it would interest me. Okay. So, I mean, if it looks good, it looks good, but like if it plays well and you guys think it's good, then yeah, I'll get it. But
yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting it just because I like Elden Ring and it actually looks like a pretty fun game. So, but I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think that's it. All right, well,
I'm trying to think. I think that's everything. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Well, I think it's time to head
Call
up
it
the
quits?
old D1.
Yes, sir.
Gonna get a little crazy.
All right, well, see ya.
Everyone, it's been fun.
See y'all later.
Later, y'all.
See ya.